This is Caffeine Coils, and I'm Deanna.
And I'm Jenny.
It's just us today.
It is. I know. We haven't had an episode that's just us.
In a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Too long.
I
really,
missed this.
I did. I missed it too.
All right. Well, tell me something good. Before we get started, tell me something good.
Fall is almost here.
It is.
As we're recording this. I don't know.
I know. Just so y'all know, we batch record. So
yeah.
We were literally like carrying in skeletons in the middle of the summer for our Halloween episode, which was really interesting. Everybody was giving us funny looks in the office, but we don't care.
Mm-hmm. It's September 16th, which it might come into play when I get to the hot topic, what the date is. So.
Oh, okay. So you've been keeping a secret for what the hot topic is. Can you finally tell me?
So we've talked about HVAC and a lot of different applications, a lot of aspects of HVAC.
Oh my gosh, please tell me you're not going to tell me about like a morgue or something.
No, but thanks for the idea. No, today we're going to talk about HVAC in space.
This is so awesome. Because did you see, I think last week I was watching the news in the morning and they were talking about like the space suit and like different stuff. What were they doing? Why is this so relevant? I forgot exactly what they were doing.
Because there's a couple astronauts stuck in space right now.
Oh, yeah. And they're supposed to be coming home in January, right?
Well, as early as September 24th.
Okay.
Or as late as February of 2025.
Could you imagine just being like, sorry, honey, like I'm going to miss your first day of school or I'm going to miss your whatever because I'm literally stuck in space.
So their names are Barry, a.k.a. Butch Wilmore, and Sunita Williams, and they are aboard the International Space Station.
Okay, well, I'm praying that they make it home safe, especially since we're talking about this today.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. So that's why I said the date would come into play because...
Gotcha. Because we're not really sure when they're going to make it home.
But I'll just give you like a little bit of background. So they basically, they plan to go to the International Space Station for 8 days, but it's been extended because there was a helium leak and it basically made it to where some of the thrusters on the aircraft wasn't working, or the spacecraft. So they're doing tests and experiments and stuff like that. And I learned a lot about actually the International Space Station in doing this because there's up to 6 people on board at any given time, and it's international, so they can be from
any country.
Any country. And they have like a strict schedule. The International Space Station itself is the size of a football field.
Oh my gosh,
which is crazy to think about.
I would have never guessed it was that big.
I know. It's
okay, but aren't they
fathom.
like carting like supplies to them like every so often too? Or
there's always like supply missions to the International Space Station because people are always on board. But there were people that were supposed to come replace them. The problem is their spacecraft is taking up a docking station. So for those other people to come, like they have to leave.
Oh,
so it's kind of like this whole thing where they're having to like do some logistics on
okay, so I was thinking the other day because I had to fly. I was just thinking about how many moving parts there must be to be a flight attendant or a pilot, and how you must have to like really know your schedule and be really flexible because planes get delayed or canceled or whatever all the time, and you could be stuck in a city. Imagine if you were one of the people who had to work on a space station like that. Like how logistically that would work out. It would be that's wild to me.
Yeah. And also, when you're there, there's so much that goes into it because they were saying like, anything that you do, you have to think about how you would do that in a zero gravity or microgravity, they call it, situation, even getting water.
Gosh.
So they actually recycle a lot of their water. And so they drink the same water that...
Do not say
it's wastewater.
Do not.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. And that's also how they get oxygen, because they have this process that they go through. I'm not going to pretend to remember the name, but it splits the hydrogen, it's H2O. So it splits it up so it gives you just oxygen.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's crazy.
So they're breathing in their waste and drinking it.
Ew.
Someone said an astronaut said yesterday's coffee is going to be tomorrow's coffee.
Okay, that is funny. Funny and disgusting at the same time.
So yeah, it was eye-opening. I mean, I never thought about it.
I would have never thought about it either. But you see the videos of them in space, and like the water is like, it comes out in like little bubble form, and they have to like drink it like that. That's just wild to me.
They do also have to exercise because in order to keep their bone density and their muscle mass and all of that, they have to exercise for 2 hours a day.
How do you exercise in zero gravity though?
They have a treadmill that basically pulls them down.
Okay.
Like a bungee
and like kind of like weighs
situation.
them.
Yeah, like it makes it to where it's similar, I guess, to running on Earth. They have a bicycle or a stationary bike, and then they do have some kind of gym equipment that has some kind of special tubing and stuff like that actually gives them up to 600 pounds of resistance.
Okay, that's awesome to know.
So they can actually do strength training.
I would have never even thought about having to work out, but I'm sure because you don't have like the weight, your own body mass, walking and things like that. I'm sure there's other muscle groups that are being used because you are like having to float around and like fight to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's different. I'm sure, yeah, that would be wild.
Also, going back a little bit on the water situation, they said that it costs a lot of money to ship water there. So that's why they have to do the recycling thing. And they said it would, for the amount of water that they would need, it would cost $2 million a day to send enough water. So that's why they had to come up with the recycling thing. But that helped the world because their innovations in recycling the water is helping third world countries get clean water now.
Oh.
They've basically brought that technology from space down to Earth.
I love that. I love that for humanity.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, it kind of seems like it should have been the other way around, but,
Yeah, no doubt.
But food-wise, they have about 6 months of food stored on board, so that's not really a problem, I guess.
Is there any, like, fresh food, or do they get fresh food, or is it all, like, the vacuum-packed kind of, like, MRE-style food?
It says that they have fresh fruit and prepackaged meals.
Okay.
So I guess the fruit is good, but...
I mean, at least they have that. I can't imagine having, like, prepackaged stuff 100% of the time.
That's my whole life. No, so also I was thinking like, oh my God, what are they doing all day stuck in space? Well, they're scientists, so they're performing all kinds of like tests and experiments. They're also maintaining all the equipment that's up there. And, having an exercise for 2 hours a day.
I wonder how, like, do they still sleep like a normal like 8-hour schedule, or do they have to sleep more or less, or?
I didn't really find anything about that, but they did say that their schedule is pretty much like scheduled out down to the minute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, so the topic at hand here, the HVAC system. I was like, how does that work? Well, they use something called active thermal control system to regulate the temperature, and that consists of internal water coolant loops that collect heat from outside the station, external ammonia loops that transfer heat from water loops to radiators, and a large radiator panel that dissipates the heat into space. So for cooling, they use heat exchangers and cold plates that absorb heat generated by equipment and crew. They circulate a circulating water loop transfers heat from the interior to the external ammonia loops. Ammonia then circulates through a large radiator panel, which is about 1,680 square feet total, to release the heat into space. Electric heaters are used when needed to warm areas of the station, and the station's insulation helps retain heat when necessary. So it's really challenging, actually, because the station experiences extreme temperature variations from 250 degrees Fahrenheit on the sunlit side and negative 250 degree Fahrenheit on the dark side.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And they do it effectively? Like, do they keep it comfortable, do you think? Or did it say much about that?
I don't know. It didn't say any. I couldn't find anything about like how many degrees it is or anything. But to think about that though, I mean, like that much heat and then combined with like that much cold.
I feel like the human body is not even meant, the human body is not meant for that big of a temperature swing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, as far as ventilation, air circulation systems continuously move air through the station to remove carbon dioxide and other contaminants.
I wonder how often
oxygen.
they have to change that filter.
Yeah, well, that's part of what they do. You know, like they have to maintain all of their systems. So, and they maintain even temperatures throughout the module. So whatever temperature it is even.
Okay, so that sounds like it's effective then.
Yeah.
That is wild. That is wild. Could you imagine if we had to do that in every home in America?
No.
That would be wild.
And then as far as power, it's solar powered.
Well, I'm sure it does it really well.
Smart.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was just thinking too, like, I feel like electric heaters take a lot. Like, they pull a good amount of power, I would think. I don't know 100% on that front, but I was thinking when you said electric heaters, I was like, wow, like, I would imagine that would be difficult to have the power source to do that. But I guess when you're like that close to the sun,
yeah,
solar power's not that big of an issue.
They do also obviously have to consider humidity. They have an air conditioning system that removes humidity produced by crew members' breathing and perspiration. Also, that something about their sweat also gets converted into water. Like, so they collect it somehow. It's so bizarre.
That sounds very bizarre. Just because, but I mean, okay. So I guess, I mean, I'm sure it like beads up differently. Like, we don't really notice because it probably like our clothes kind of wick it away, you know? But I'm sure that probably doesn't happen the same.
I bet they're running on the treadmill and then the like drops of water are just like
just floating away,
and then someone's collecting it with like a cup to drink later.
It's floating around to drink later. Okay,
I'm just kidding. I don't know how they actually collect it, but yeah, I just thought that was really interesting because I was trying to think of topics that we haven't covered yet. You know, something that's not troubleshooting, something that's not. You know.
What's the humidity level? I'd really be really interested to see like if it's high humidity or extreme low humidity or what. But
let me see if I can find out real quick.
Yeah, that is wild though. I mean, and you know what? It's so funny. I've never thought about how they heat or cool a space station.
They keep it between 40 to 60%.
Well, I'm sure they keep it there, but like I wonder what it would be without anything. Without.
Yeah, I don't know. It says the air temperature is 72 degrees. A little warm for my taste. If you guys are going to send me into space, I need you to cool it down a little bit more.
Just imagine though, like going to look out the window on like the sun side and like you can like just feel the heat like radiate off the window and then going to the other side of the station and it's like frosty.
Yeah, I know. It would be just, I don't know. The whole thing just sounds crazy to me. And then I was looking at pictures of the International Space Station and they're just, because they say how big it is. I guess it's all the equipment. Takes up most of the space because they're like living quarters and stuff isn't that big. I was picturing.
I know if it's the size of a football field, I'm at least picturing the living quarters being like the locker room or something.
Yeah, I was picturing like Battlestar Galactica. Have you ever watched that show?
No.
I was picturing something like that, and it's definitely not like that at all. So yeah, this is a really interesting topic.
I like it. I appreciate it. It sounds kind of complicated, but it also sounds kind of a little similar to some of the stuff that we have here.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's poultry processing facilities not far from us where we are now that use like ammonia for that kind of thing. And, you know, it kind of sounds like there's some similarities there. Mm-hmm. But, I mean.
And it kind of sounds like to be an astronaut, you have to be a little bit of an HVAC technician because they have to work on their own stuff.
They at least have to change their own filter.
Can't just send one of our guys up there. You know?
I mean, that's true. Imagine it would be like a really sad day if they lost that and didn't know how to fix it because, I mean, that could be like a life or death thing at that point. It'd be very dangerous.
So if any of you guys ever get bored with your career,
maybe you could be an astronaut,
an
HVAC
astronaut, yeah.
technician. All right, well, thanks for that unique topic today. I have a unique ender for us today. I know you're not looking forward to it,
No,
but we are going to play Bean Boozled. So
Okay.
I thought it might be fun to just kind of do something like a little more chill, no
Yeah.
questions, nothing. We're just going to spin the spinner and see what Jelly Belly beans we end up having to try.
And if you're listening to the audio, you might want to go to YouTube and find Mingledorf's YouTube channel.
Yes, because I'm
this will
sure
probably
this is
be
going to
more
be fun.
entertaining on video.
All right, I will let you do the honors.
Okay.
Okay, what'd you land on? Tell us what you landed on.
It's in the middle.
Oh, we got to respin.
All right. It'll either be cappuccino or liver and onions.
Oh, that sounds awful. Hopefully you get cappuccino because that's like totally on brand for Caffeine and Coils.
Oh, it's a liver.
Your face.
It's disgusting.
Okay. All right, I guess it's my turn. Do you need to take a sip of water?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, I was going to say hold the table. These mics are super heavy and they'll topple the table over. Okay. Let's see which one I land on. Okay, it looks like I landed on strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish, and this looks awful. Okay, how do I tell the difference between strawberry banana? Oh, there it is. All right, let's see.
It's got to be strawberry banana. You're chewing for too long.
It does have like a weird under flavor though.
Oh, does it?
I think it's dead fish.
Oh, is it?
It's definitely dead fish.
Gross. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go brush my teeth after this.
All right, I've got juicy pear or booger.
Ew. Oh, I can't even imagine what booger tastes like.
Come on.
God, dead fish was bad, y'all. It stuck in my teeth. I mean, how do you flavor something to taste like a booger? Like, how do you even know what that tastes like?
I haven't eaten my boogers in a long time, but I don't know if.
Ugh, I feel like
I don't think it's juicy pear.
You don't.
I think you got a bad batch. I think you got a batch with all boozled.
I think I did too. Like, Amazon let me down. Okay. Licorice or burnt rubber? And neither of these sound good because I do not like the taste of licorice. But it's the only black one in here.
Although,
dear Bean Boozled gods, please give me licorice. Oh my gosh, this one's so bad. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is so bad. I was like bringing tears to my eyes. It's so bad. Oh. I just swallowed that almost whole. Oh my gosh, how did they even get that flavor into a jelly bean? Okay.
Right, this is actually my favorite Jelly Belly flavor, toasted marshmallow or stink bug. Odds are this has to be toasted marshmallow.
I'm praying for you. Stink bug sounds awful.
Thank God.
Okay, I gotta get a good one. I have not had good luck. Oh, I'm in the middle. Man, the spinner just loves the middle. I just landed on licorice or burnt rubber again.
Just pick another one.
Oh, you want me to pick another one? Okay. All right. Okay, peach or barf? I'm really nervous. Okay. Okay. I got peach.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thankfully. Okay, one more round. Do you want to go one more round?
Yeah. Okay, this isn't going to be too bad. I might need the toothpaste, but it's either blue raspberry or toothpaste.
I feel like I'd be down for toothpaste.
Oh, it's toothpaste.
Is it minty?
Mm-hmm. It's actually refreshing.
Okay, I just landed on cappuccino or liver and onions. Okay, let me see if I can get cappuccino because that one would make me happy. Oh, I got liver and onions.
Isn't it so bad?
It's bad.
Ugh.
I feel like my breath is going to be so bad today for the rest of the day.
The last time I played this game, my husband took the rest of the beans to work, and someone just grabbed a whole handful and just ate all of them at once.
Did they throw up?
No, but some people did gag at some of the flavors. They are really bad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.